Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 Style. Utah Mammoth win 5-2 against the Nashville Predators Saturday early afternoon. They had to reschedule this game due to the ice storm. And man, did this game feel like just a business trip. Very little intensity considering the playoff implications. The Utah Mammoth were just a few points above Nashville in the Central Division, 4th place versus 5th place. Nashville needs to get back into that playoff picture. You would think there would be so much intensity, but I guess due to the very little low attendance in this game, due to the snowstorm, this game just felt really weird. It really felt like some random January game, those dog days that, NHL folk like to call, NHL games in January and February. Very little playoff intensity, even though there were so many playoff implications. The crowd so quiet. I didn't even hear any of those goalie chants where it's like, it's all your fault, that Nashville is known for. Just a very malaise type of game. Even watching this game, I feel like nothing is sticking out of me for this game, but the fact that Utah grabs 2 points, very important 2 points, again, against a divisional rival, and they are currently on a 4-game road trip, and they're heading to some elite teams in Tampa Bay and Florida in a back-to-back, and then they end it with Carolina. So for me, just need one win out of those next 3 games. And you can give points away to the Eastern Conference. They did their job. They took care of business against a Western Conference rival. But let's get into this game. Lawson Krause out of the game due to an illness. So Yamamoto draws in on the top line with Keller and Schmaltz for the hottest team in the league. They're on a 9-game point streak, 5-game win streak. The Utah Mammoth are just rolling. It's a really low event 3 minutes into this game. Like I said, it felt like every period started really, really slow. Like, man, I can't say enough how this game just felt like molasses. Just had this weird feel to it. But after 3 minutes, Utah goes on a PK, and on the penalty kill, Nashville makes it 1-0. Sergachev with a pretty poor, clear attempt. He passes it right to the point of a Nashville Predator who finds Stamkos in his office for a one-timer to make it 1-0. Thankfully, Sergachev did redeem himself, and he redeemed himself pretty quickly. There's a Nashville open net chance at the side of the net. Vejmelka out of position, and Sergachev makes a huge block to keep the game only 1-0. And then Vejmelka makes a huge save on a Nashville Predator, streaking in alone. He gets a stick on it for a nice tip right in front of Vejmelka, and Vejmelka needs to make a really good pad save. The puck goes the other way, and Utah's a 3-on-1. It's Keller, Hayden, and they don't do anything dynamic. They don't use enough deception, and it's a pretty routine and easy save for Saros. Would have liked a lot more dynamic, offensive flair on that 3-on-1. They had a lot of time to make a sick play, but they don't. And then there's a Carcone hand block. He also saves a goal. There's an open net chance. Vejmelka out of position, trying to make a desperation save. Nashville gets the puck on their stick, and open net, and Carcone is there to make a block with his hand. He's feeling that. The game is still 1-0. And then 3.5 minutes left in the first. Utah does get a power play, and this sort of changes and shifts the momentum of the game. I really do feel like Utah was pretty bad coming out of the gates for the first 15 minutes of the first period. They're getting bailed out by Vejmelka, some great blocks by the defenseman to only keep it 1-0, and Carcone, who's not a defenseman. But this power play, 3.5 minutes left, really started Utah's game. And it started with a Gunther one-timer right in the slot, but it's a nice pad save by Saros. And then after the power play expires, there's a post by Sean Dursey, a point shot tipped by McBain, and Utah's starting to finally feel their game, but it's shortly interrupted by the second period intermission. So Utah outshot Nashville 10-8, surprisingly, but a lot of block shots by Utah. They're down 1-0. They still need to establish their offensive zone game. They were barely entering the offensive zone in that first period. So we go into the second period, and it's just all Utah Mammoth. It starts with a nice Tanev point-blank shot that's saved, and then Utah scores 3 goals in a 5-minute span. It starts with Keller scoring from Sergachev and Dursey. It's an offensive zone face-off win. Keller corrals the puck in the slot, and I have no idea what Saros is doing on this play. He sort of stumbles in his own crease. He looks so small in the net. there's so much open space, and Keller, a sniper, it's so easy for him to just pick a shot, sort of short side, under the bar, under the shoulder of Saros. But looking back on this replay, there was so much open net. And again, Saros just completely misreads it, stumbles in his own crease. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but great job by Keller to just snipe it to tie the game 1-1. And then shortly after that, Carconi scores. He grabs the puck from the neutral zone and just goes straight north to the net. And he also picks a shot, blocker side, high shoulder, right below the post, sort of the same spot that Keller shot to make it 2-1. And then Yamamoto, who drawed into the lineup, he scores. Sergachev grabs the puck at the blue line, skates towards like sort of the top of the face-off circle, throws the puck on net, and Yamamoto with his stick on the ice, a nice tip to make it 3-1 Utah Mammoths very early in the second period. 8 minutes into the second period, Utah had 3 goals on 5 shots. 8 minutes in, all 5-on-5 goals. You love to see that domination by Utah. Nashville was not dangerous at all in this second period compared to the first period, where it seemed like they were going to run away with this game. But Nashville does score. They cut the lead to 3-2. It's against momentum. You don't like to see these goals where Nashville's got nothing going, but they sort of grab the puck in the slot, and this Nashville player picks his shot past Melka to make it 3-2. And then near the end of the second period, Schmaltz has a great chance. He's sort of all alone with the puck in front of Saros, but he doesn't have a lot of time to like make a deke or do something. He sort of has to chip the puck, and Saros makes a great save to keep the game 3-2. Utah outshot Nashville 12-11 in the second period. So we go into the third period. For me, I just needed Utah to play like they did in the second period for the third period. And it's another subdued start in this game. I've said it many times in this video. Very subdued, very quiet, no intensity. The crowd is not cheering at all. They rarely cheered since like 4 minutes into the first period when they scored. Like that second period goal was just a blip on a radar of them cheering. Like they were quiet this whole game, and it really affected the watching experience of this game. Utah does commit a penalty 5 minutes into the third, and they kill it off. There's nothing threatening about Nashville at all on this power play for them. And then there's a nice chance, Dursey to Keller to Schmaltz, and Schmaltz is absolutely robbed by the skate blade of Saros. Man, Schmaltz had a great open net chance, a great chance to get another goal on his resume, and he is just denied by Saros. Utah gets a power play. 10 minutes left in the third, and they score on it, a power play goal scored by Barrett Hayden. This is like the second time Hayden was credited for the goal against Philadelphia. Then they took it away and gave it back to Gunther. But this is 2 games in a row where Hayden is parked in front of the net, in the crease, in front of the goalie's eyes, and it causes a goal. And this time it's a Gunther one-timer, hits Saros, and Hayden picks up the rebound and lifts it over the pads of Saros to make it 4-2, and that was pretty much the dagger in the game. There's a nice 2-on-1 after they make it 4-2 with Hayden and Boot. Hayden keeps the puck and wires it off the post. So Hayden's feeling it. He's got some good confidence after that great game against Philly and just scoring here against Nashville. But there's nothing really sexy or flashy about this game for Utah. It was all business. They needed 2 points. They grabbed the 2 points, and they just move on. We'll probably never remember this game ever again. And Peterka, for good measure, gets the empty net goal. 3 minutes left in the game. He's sort of slashed, hook, and tripped on this breakaway. And whenever there's a breakaway with an open net and then the defending team sort of interferes with the player, it's just an automatic goal, even though the puck didn't go into the net. And on that Peterka empty net goal, Gunther and Hayden get the assist. So Hayden with 2 points, Sergachev with 3 points, and Utah wins 5-2. Utah third in the Western Conference, the whole conference, in goal differential, and second only behind Avalanche in terms of regulation or overtime wins. Like, Utah is for real. They are so hot. They are playing so well. And they deserve all this great success for their 9-game point streak. Overall in the game, Utah outshot Nashville 30-29. Power play 1 for 2. Great for the power play to help this game along and just win them the game. It was a 1-goal game before the power play gets a goal to make it 4-2. PK 2 for 3. The penalty kill is allowing a lot of goals recently. The only remedy to fix that is be more disciplined and score power play goals to overcompensate that, and face-offs 54%. Analytically, Utah didn't play a great game. The analytics show that Nashville was the better team. 5-on-5 possession. Utah had 46% in the first, 45 in the second, which I thought would be way more. Like, Utah dominated that second period. This is all 5-on-5. And third period, it jumped up to 50%. We're used to seeing Utah with 55, 60% possession, but not this game. Even expected goals 5-on-5, Nashville was a better team at 3.5 to 2.5. In favor of Nashville. So Utah maybe a bit lucky, some bad goaltending by Nashville, but great defensive play by Utah. Veg was very solid, who continues to lead the league in his wins, and great stuff by Utah. Now they could sort of relax, even though you want them to get points, you want them to win every game. They could afford to lose against these Eastern Conference teams these next 3 games. For me, just win one of the 3, and then you're back home for 3 games, and then it's the Olympic break. So hopefully they could go into the Olympic break solidified in a playoff position, come back from the break, Cooley's 100% healthy, and they continue this dominant play that they've been playing. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.